Hey guys, it's Shar with Citygirl Events, and I'm so excited to talk with you today about how to find the perfect wedding venue. So you and your fiance have been engaged for maybe 5 seconds, maybe a little bit longer, hopefully. You've had some time to really just enjoy being the two of you, and now you're thinking, how do I even find the perfect wedding venue? And what's interesting is sometimes couples have differing opinions, right? Somebody wants a barn wedding and the other person wants a beautiful loft in the downtown area. And how do you mix those two themes together? So it's really important to have the two of you, you and your fiance, sit down and really talk about your hopes and your dreams. What really is your unified vision together? What are you hoping to achieve as far as walking down the aisle? What are you looking for? What do you want to spend, or what can you spend? Who's helping? Where are you looking? What regional area are you looking at? The city? Are you looking at a destination wedding? How many people? All these different factors that you may think that your partner already knows, but until you communicate it and voice it out loud, you're not really quite sure. So it's definitely good to have the two of you sit down over wine, maybe some Prosecco, hey, at least some really good food, and talk through all of the details to make sure that you're on the same page. And again, you can combine two different looks or feels, just making sure that they're cohesive together. That's going to be the art. So from there, you're definitely going to research, call, look online. There are so many different online publications, even some local wedding sources, wedding magazines. Like for us, it's Chicago Style Weddings is the local magazine, and it's great because you can look online or you can look in their magazine and check out and see who's actually in the city of Chicago. So for venues, that's really important, is to look more local. So that way you get all of the local options that's where you're getting married. If you're getting married destination, then you're going to want to look online at some of the more national publications. And so getting all the information, figuring out what you're looking for, how big, how many people. So you've already gone through that. Now you're looking to filter through the online search results or looking in the magazines and seeing what venues appeal to you, and then calling them or emailing them to get availability. I highly recommend for you both not to see more than 3 to 5 venues total in person. The reason is there's information overload, there's a lot going on, you start to forget what this person said, what this venue looked like. It's so much better to just do all your research ahead of time, see what you like and don't like, and then when you go in person, it's good to be able to really incorporate all of your 5 senses. So going in and smelling, what does it smell like? What does the place actually look like in person versus in the camera? What are you hearing? Is there a lot of noise? Is there weird sounds going on? Is there construction outside? Does it smell funky? There's so many different things to consider when you're in person. If you had to do that for 20 different venues, you'd go crazy. So we want to make sure that when we're looking at venues, you only go to see 3 to 5 max. That's the goal. And then from there, you really want to consider, like, where does the ceremony go? Am I getting married in a place of worship, or am I getting married and doing my cocktail hour and my reception everywhere in one site? So those are really things to consider. Is there a room flip? Is my ceremony and my reception, are they both going to be in the same room with just a flip in between? And a ceremony or a room flip is when you have your ceremony and your reception in the same room, and you just flip the room during cocktail hour. You switch it over, take out the ceremony decor, and put the reception decor in. So that's what a room flip is, in case you're curious. Those are things to think about when you're looking at everything. And then, as far as the different kinds of options, what kind of decor is needed? Is the decor going to be minimal? Do you need a lot of lighting and draping to really bring the space to life? What is the decor situation? What comes with the venue and what doesn't? And I would say too that a lot of people, they don't understand the difference, other than, okay, a hotel and a unique space look different. There's a bunch of different options. First of all, within both categories, depending on the city you're getting married in. Like in Chicago, there's so many different venues. It's the second most thriving city for weddings. So I would say if you're looking at a hotel or a unique space, there's a few things to consider. The hotel, when you get married there, you have a food and beverage minimum that you have to hit. So food and beverage minimum doesn't necessarily equal the per person price for food. A food and beverage minimum is you are for food and beverage only, not rentals, not chairs, not anything else. You have to hit that amount before tax and service charge. So if it's $40,000 or $30,000, you have to hit that $40,000 or $30,000 or whatever it is, and then add tax and service charge on top of that. So those are things to consider. And then sometimes there are room rental fees and sometimes there aren't if you have your ceremony on site or whatever that is. And then if you're in a unique space, which is a loft space, or sometimes it's a museum or just a cool, unique rental space, those spaces have a rental fee. And then the rental fee can come with furniture or without. It can come with certain things or without certain things. And then catering can either be included in the space, depending on if they do their own catering, or you get your caterer from the outside. And they usually have a list saying who the preferred caterers are in that list. With catering, there is no minimum. So with catering, when you go in, if you change a little bit, and certain caterers do it a little bit differently, so just beware. Not beware, but talk to them. Make sure you get all the information because things change and they vary from city to city. But I would say that if you're going through a caterer, if you say you have 100 people, you pay the fee, the price per person, and then and then the gratuity and the taxes, but you don't have to hit a certain food and beverage minimum. You've already paid the rental. So depending on which avenue you go, there are different choices for different people. Just depends on your situation, your style, and what you like. So those are things to consider, whether it's a hotel and a unique space, just a few of the many different considerations. Some people consider parking a big factor, especially in a big city. In Chicago, there are a few venues that you can get parking included with a unique space. Otherwise, if you're at a hotel, you just have to be aware of the parking per person for the event, and then overnight parking if a guest is staying overnight or if someone's staying there. Also, with a hotel versus unique space, you have the option of having guests stay in the same hotel, and you would do a room block for them. And that's a whole other video for a whole other day. But those are just some of the things to consider when you're looking for the perfect venue. Just some of the considerations when you're thinking of everything. And then when you're looking at the contracts, you just want to make sure, if you're not familiar with it, you can always ask a planner. We always would love to help you by giving you non-legal advice. But if you want to have a family member that's a lawyer look over the contract, we do recommend that. Having a wedding planner look at it for a non-legal review, we recommend that. But as far as picking your venue, the bottom line is when you walk in, you want to have a good feeling about it. If you can see yourself getting married there, if you can see yourself having your reception there, if you feel like you could get married there tomorrow, then you know it's a good option for your wedding. If you walk in, even if everything looked great on paper, and you walk in and it's not what you're looking for, just keep moving, because there's so many other options, and this is the one day where you don't want to feel disappointed. So I would just say go with your gut, go with your feeling. Don't see more than 3 to 5 spaces in person. Do all your research ahead of time. Walk through, really trust your feelings when you're there. And then just ask those little questions about logistics and what's included and what's not. Ask a wedding planner friend and or a lawyer. Look through your contract to make sure you've dotted all your I's and crossed your T's. And then you're done. And then you can breathe a sigh of relief for a minute. So if you like this video, please show a thumbs up or click subscribe for more videos, and leave some comments so we know exactly what kind of content you want. Thanks so much, guys. I hope you have a great one.